Emission duration is the amount of time that a substance emits photons after a defined amount of energy is input into the system. The emission duration depends on both the amount of energy input and the rate of reaction. Depending on the amount of energy inputted, the dye can emit photons for a longer period of time as there is more energy to be absorbed and thus emitted. On the other hand, the rate of reaction can also impact the emission duration because if the dye is reacting with the activator at a faster rate, then it will use up the energy given until there is not enough energy to continue absorbing photons at the same rate. In relation to our experiment, the green dye stopped glowing first when all the dyes were inputted with activator at the same time, thus indicating that its rate of reaction must have been faster than that of the red, or its amount of energy produced from the chemical reaction was less, therefore making the energy input into the green dye less to start off with. Emission duration lasts from the time that the dye is activated until when it stops emitting photons. This cannot be seen on the graph, but can be determined by measuring the time it takes until there are no more photons being emitted from the substance.
The emission duration can be analogous to people going to a party. When the party starts, everybody shows up at once, like when energy is input into a system. People at the party will eventually start to leave at various times, just as photons are emitted. Once all the people have left, there are no longer people at the party, and therefore the party's over. This is similar to photons being emitted from the energy input until there's no more energy in the system to absorb then emit photons. Now to explain the rate of the reaction, let's say that we have two parties, one where the cops are called and one where they aren't. The party where the cops are called will have people leaving at a faster rate, similarly to a substance with a higher rate of reaction, as it will emit photons faster, while the party where the cops aren't called will have people leaving at a lower rate, just like the substance with a longer rate of reaction, as it will take longer for photons to be emitted.